On Friday or last week, they give us a polynomial, then they give us a factor, and we're supposed to find the other zeros. Today, they're not going to give us a factor. We just have to find all of them on our own. They're not going to give us one to plug in for synthetic. We have to find all of them on our own. That's why it's kind of difficult. So to do that, we first have to know the possible zeros. Because, like I said, they're not going to give us a factor, so we just got to plug in numbers synthetically, and whichever one gives us the remainder of 0 will be a factor. So we have to know where to start. The possible zeros are going to come from the factors of this first number, which is what out here? And the numbers of this factor, 24. So first thing we're going to do is find factors of each number. What's all the factors of 1? Or negative 1, right? Can't you multiply like negative 1 times 1, or negative 1 times negative 1 to get 1? Alright, tell me all the factors of 24 start from the smallest one. Smaller. 1, 2, 3. Good. Keep going. Smaller. 4. 8. Good. 12 and good. Now those aren't our possible zeros. Those are just listing the factors. Now to get to our possible zeros, which of course this one's going to be pretty easy. You'll see why. Our possible zeros are all the factors of your last number, and I'm going to put last, over all of the factors of your first number. Last over first. But if you think about it, if I put all of these factors over this number, what would it give us?
A fraction.
Nope. Think about it. All of these numbers, our last numbers, over our first number. It just gives you that number, right? Like, what's 1 divided by 1? 2 divided by 2. Or excuse me, 2 divided by 1. 2, 3 divided by 1. So wouldn't it just give us these numbers?
Yes.
Good. These are all the possible zeros. All the possible zeros. 1, it's just all these factors of the last number. So let me just, we're not there yet, but this is what we're going to end up doing. All of these numbers, one of these is a 0, which means when I plug one of these into this synthetically, I'll get a remainder 0. If you didn't have a calculator, you'd have to plug them in one by one. Plug 1 in, plug negative 1 in, plug 2 in, plug negative 2 in, until you get a remainder of 0.
Okay.
But I have a graphic calculator for you, so we're all good. But I'm just telling you how hard it would be if you didn't have one. So that's why you need to invest in a calculator. I'm just lucky to get these this week. I might not have gotten them. It might have taken us a week to learn this chapter. Anyways, so you need that calculator. That's what I'm trying to say. You should buy one. Alright, next one, possible zeros. Let's find all the factors of 6 first. Start with the smallest.
1, 2, 3, 6.
That's all? Alright, 18.
1, 2, 3.
Next one. 6. Good. Next. Good. Last one. Good. So our possible zeros, PZ, are all of these numbers listed over all of these numbers. Remember, bottom, or the last one goes on top. So let's start with 1, and I'm going to cover up all of these except for the number 1. So all of these over 1 would just be what? Themselves. So let's rewrite them. Plus minus 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And then I want you to do something after you write those. Yes. Unless you want to write 1, do plus or minus, then all of it in parentheses. You could do that. Okay. Alright, so what we just did was put all of these numbers over what? 1. We can cross it out. Now we're going to put all of these numbers over 2, but let's not repeat any numbers, okay? This first one will be what? 1 over 2, so plus or minus 1/2. The next one would be what? 2 over 2. Everybody see that? Which is what? We already have that listed, so let's move on. Next one would be what? 3 over 2. The next one would be, do we need to write it then?
No.
Moving on. 9 over 2. Moving on. So do we have to write it again?
No.
Alright, all of them over 3. Tell me the first one.
3.
Nope. 1 over 3. Good. Next one would be what? 2 over 3. Next one would be 1. Do we need to write that one again? Moving on. 2. Moving on. Moving on. 6. Don't we have all those? Okay. Last one. First one would be what? Oh. 1 over 6. Good. Next one would be 2 over 6. Well, that's the same thing as what? Don't we already have 1/3? Next one would be, good, we already have that one. Next one. Alright, next one. 9 over 6, which simplifies to what? 3 over 2. Don't we already have that? And last one would be 18 over 3, which is what? Good. We're done. That's it. All you're doing is listing possible zeros. Flip it over. Alright. This is pretty easy, but do not forget this, because I'm not going to spend any more time doing possible zeros, because it's just, we need to get to this stuff, okay? Alright, first thing that we're going to do is check, can we factor this? Because if you can factor it, that's the best way to do it. Just factor it, okay? If we were going to factor number 1, we would do it by what? Grouping. Alright, so let's try it. What can we take out here? And it'd be what? And what can we take out here? So we'll go in the middle. Alright, can't we stop here? Yeah, it's not going to work. Because what? These aren't the same. We cannot factor it. So this is what you do from here. After you check you can't factor it, plug this into your calculator. Now, everybody do this with me so we'll all be on the same page. Make sure your calculator's clear. Go to y equals, which is up here where my finger is. Y equals. If there's something here like mine is, clear it out. And if your screen's not like mine at any time, let me know. We're going to type in this original function. So the X button is right here where my finger is. X. Raise 2 button is right here. This little arrow. So up and then to the 3rd power. And look, before you move on, hit this side button to the right to get out of your exponent. Plus X. And then the squared button's right here. X squared. Minus 17x plus 15. Make sure your screen looks like this before we move on. Let me know if you need some help. Because you'll have to know how to do this on your own on Thursday. That's fine. Everybody's good?
Wait, how'd you get raised to x to the 3rd?
If yours says X arrow up 3rd, that's fine.
No, I don't. Like, mine is, how did you do it?
Everybody's there? Hit the graph button, which is right here. And if your graph doesn't look like this, let me know. Everybody's looks like this? Oh, we're doing good. Here we go. Let me see. That's fine. You can leave that up there. Everybody's good? Everybody's graph looks like this. Okay. So here's what we can do here. It looks like it's crossing where on the x-axis? Tell me where it looks like right here. Maybe 1. This one maybe looks like what?
3.
Maybe this one looks like what? Yes. Okay. You cannot trust this picture. Does everybody understand? You cannot trust it. Nope. So here's how we find if it actually crosses there. Keep those numbers in your mind. -3 or -5, 1, 3. Hit the second button, which is this one right here, and go to graph again. And it'll bring up a table. Everybody there? How do we know which ones are our x-intercepts?
0, 0.
What's 0?
1.
Y is 0. Good. So what's one of our zeros?
1 is 5.
Okay, so x equals 1. What's another one?
X equals 2.
What did we think the other one was going to be?
Negative 5.
Yep. Alright, now let's count our zeros. How many is here?
3.
What's the degree?
3.
Are we done?
Yes.
We're done. Yes.
When I did second graph, I got these numbers.
You just have to scroll down.
Much appreciated. Nobody's giving me compliments today, so it's nice to have
I didn't even notice him.
Mario.
What's on him?
Mario and Luigi. I think Toad too, but the Toad is too much.
No, that's good.
It's a mushroom. It's a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
Alright, any questions? Now, I know y'all think that's easy, but it won't always be this easy, I promise. Try the next one.
Never is it?
Nope. Alright,
Especially the next one.
let's start with number 2. Now, for my pre-AP students, y'all, I'm so mean. I made them find all the possible zeros of this, like we did on the front, and then do this by hand. So y'all are just lucky I like it, guys. Alright, first of all, how many zeros will there be? 4. Okay, there'll be 4 because that's the degree. Go to y equals again. I'll walk you through it again. And if you're not trying this, just remember on Thursday I'm not going to help you with this calculator. I want you to do it on your own, okay? Clear it. This is the clear button. Go ahead and type in this function, x raised to the 4th plus 6x cubed plus 73x squared plus 384x plus 576. And then your graph, after you type it in, hit graph and make sure your graph matches up with mine. If it doesn't, it's probably just because you typed something in wrong. That's fine. That's a good thing. You don't have to go to your table function. You can just go over it. Alright, 2 good. That's those 2. Yeah. Yeah. And then just move on. Plus 6x. Okay, I have a charger. You might have to sit by a wall somewhere. Oh, yep, that. Alright, listen up 1 second. If your graph ever does not look like this, the reason why is probably because you plugged in the function wrong. So go back to your y equals, make sure you plugged everything in right, and you should have this, okay? Alright, moving on. Where does it look like it's crossing? -3. How do I check it? Second graph. Good. Go to your table, second graph. And does it cross at -3? Yes, because y is 0. So that's one of our answers. How many do we need? 3 more. Okay, so what could we do with this? I think that you typed in something wrong. I'll check it in a second. We have one factor. Remember what we did last week? When we have one factor, we can synthetic. Good. Do we skip any powers here?
No.
Nope. Let's go ahead and set up our coefficients. Alright. Malachi, what goes here? Good. Ariana? Brayden?
3.
Summer? Cordell? Quit cheating.
cheating.
All right, somebody else, you can use your calculator. 64 times negative 3. Negative 1 what now? All right, subtract those. Go ahead.
192.
192. Go ahead and multiply.
Negative 576.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what do we do from here? Good. Tell me what the equation would be. Plus. And what do we do from here? Factor by what? Sweet. Alright, what can I take out here? Alright, what goes in the middle? And what do these have in common? Check, make sure. 192 divided by 64. Does that work? So what go in the middle? Very good. We are rocking it. Alright, so tell me these binomials, and I'm going to write them up here.
X squared plus.
And good. Alright, now to find these zeros, I do what with them? So what's this one? We'll get to that in a minute. This one, I have to set this equal to 0. What would I have to do to 64? What do I do with it? Subtract it. Then take the square root. And x would equal plus or minus 8i. Y'all so good. Alright, let's check out our answers for a minute. How many answers are there? 4, right? We could have known by this graph that at negative 3, this has a what kind of multiplicity? Even, because it bounces off. Everybody see that? So we could have counted this twice. Why did these not show up?
Because it's imaginary.
They're imaginary. Pretty cool, huh? I thought so. Alright, any questions about this one? Alright, next one. What should we start by doing? Number 3. Nope. Yes. We can factor this one, right? We can take out an x. What would be in the middle? 8 what? Alright. Can we factor this part? Using what method? Good. What are factors of negative 9 that add to be negative 8? I heard negative 9 and 1. What goes first in each one here? X squared and x squared. So let's now set these equal to what? Alright, my first one's going to be x equals. Alright, this one when I set equal to 0, I would have to do what first? Subtract 1. So x equals. Good. This one when I set equal to 0, I'd have to do what? Add 9 and good. And let's count our answers. How many here? Here? So 4 and 5. What's our degree? Good. So sometimes you don't even have to graph it. If you can solve it by factoring, that's a lot easier. I'm going to do one more together and then I'll let you loose and try one. Any specific one you want to do together? Okay, we'll try it. I think this is one I didn't want y'all to do, but we'll see. Alright, can you factor this one? Nope. Alright, type it in. So y equals. Oh, and by the way, for your test, I'll have this one as well for y'all to use. I'm just using it today to show you. X to the 5th minus 2x to the 4th. Oh, make sure when you're typing in your minus signs, guys, that you use this one. Not this one. There's a difference. Use the minus, not the negative, okay? Or it will mess up. check your graph, make sure it matches up with mine. And then if it doesn't, make sure you typed everything in correctly. And I'm going to make sure I typed in mine correctly one more time. Oh, look at me. I done messed up. I know. I messed up too, guys, I promise. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, is this what y'all's look like? Okay, that's better. Alright, if it doesn't, make sure you hit y equals, go back and check and make sure you typed it in right. You put a times right here.
You gotta hit graph and then you gotta hit clear.
It should just be minus 12x.
Back here.
You keep putting
So back the things.
You can't go hit clear and then you'll hit y equals.
minus.
Then hit y equals
2.
and then it takes you back to that.
Keep going. Make sure you use that one, yeah. Alright, so let's talk about where it looks like it's crossing, which is where? Negative 2, negative 1, and 5. How do I check it? Alright. Tell me some of them that we see. Where was the other one we thought it looked like it was crossing? And let's check that. Yep, 5. Alright, so we got 3 of them. Make sure your graph matches up. Make sure your table tells you the correct ones. You forgot your x there. 12x there.
Wait, I'm getting 48
For negative 2, you got 48 instead of 0. Let's go back, and I'm going to go back 2 as well. Alright, x to the 5th minus 2x to the 4th minus 12x squared minus 12x squared, sorry, cubed and squared, minus 13x minus 10.
Yeah,
Let me see. Did everybody else get these?
Yes.
Okay. Let me check yours. That's fine. You skip the 12x squared. You want to share with her or either him, that way you can see it. And then I'll let you know. Alright, so how many more do we need? 2. How did you know that? Yes. Okay, so what should I do with these now? Synthetic. Good. With which one?
Where'd you get 5?
It should have it on your graph. The 5?
That's it.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. We'll use 5. Alright, do we skip any powers? Okay, so we got 1, negative 2, negative 12, negative 12, negative 13, negative 10. This one's kind of a beast. And you'll see why. Okay. Darrell, what goes here? Taylor?
3.
We're using 5.
Hold on.
Good, Cody. Anybody else? 3. What goes here?
15.
Here?
3.
Here?
15.
Here?
3.
Here?
15.
Here?
2.
Here?
0.
And good. Okay?
Hold on. I have messed up.
Alright. Do y'all see where there's going to be a problem?
Yes.
There's 5 terms. Do we know how to factor with 5 terms? Alright. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and write this out. This will be what? Keep going. Plus. Very good. Oops. I might use this one like this as a bonus on your test. So what we do from here is do synthetic again with a different 0, but with this equation now. Because we want to keep breaking it up till we can factor it. You want to use -1? Okay. So -1 with this one now. So it'd be 1, 3, 3, 3, 2. All right, Elena, what goes here? Michael? David? Aaron? Good. Haskins? Daniel? Nope. Good. Cordell?
2.
Everybody? Very good. Alright, tell me how to write this one as an answer.
X cubed plus 2x squared plus x.
Very good. Can we try to factor this one?
Yes.
Yes. I'll give you time to write it. Alright, we have to factor this by what? Good. What can I take out? In the middle? What can I take out here? And very good. So I would have x squared plus 1, right? And x plus 2. Alright, if I set this one equal to 0, I'd have what? -2. We already knew that though. We already have that one. So you can mark that one out. We already have it. You just have to set this one equal to 0. X squared plus 1. And I'll do that up here. X squared plus 1 equals 0. I'd have to do what? Subtract 1 and x equals. Very good. There's our 5 answers. You knew it had to be an imaginary.
Okay, so you said you just crossed out the x plus 2. Why didn't you make the other one multiplicity of 2? You got twice.
Well, we knew this one didn't have a multiplicity of 2 because at this -2 it breaks through. At the other one it bounced, so we knew it had to have a multiplicity of 2 on your graph. Alright. I want you to try. Let me see which one's going to be a good one for y'all to do. Y'all pick 4 or 6. Which one? 6 is probably easiest. Go ahead and try it. After I've checked that you're done, you can pack up. And then we're going to spend another day on this.